New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. We invite you to join our prayer broadcast every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Send us your prayer requests or schedule a private prayer session by emailing prayer@ntmedia.org. And now, it's time to pray together.
Hello, folks. Welcome to morning prayer for Monday, December 22nd, 2025. My name is Muro. I'm a prayer practitioner here on the New Thought Media Network. I am honored and delighted to be able to spend time with you in prayer yet again. Absolutely glorious, glorious way to communicate, to be in community, to be in service to the greater community, the greater world, in service to oneself even. Because when we're praying, we're not asking for anything. We're not begging, we're not beseeching, we're affirming, we're aligning with our truth. And if you want to be able to bring the light and the love of the one into this world, allow it to be within you. Allow it to express itself through you. And one of the most marvelous ways we do that is through prayer, where we can communicate, where we can take our thoughts and bring them to a place where we bring about a more fulfilled and a more fulfilling life. Sounds good to me. So if there is anything that you would like prayer for, please know that we have a team of ministers and practitioners who would be delighted to hold your intention. So just submit a prayer request here online at www.ntmedia.org/prayer. And we will make sure that your prayer has made its way into our wonderful family of prayer practitioners and ministers. All right. So today I wanted to share this with you. This is probably the shortest quote I have ever used. This is from the magnificent poet Rumi. And he said, "Every story is us. Every story is us." We live in a world that is very often exclusionary. We live in a world that is very often provincial. We live in a world that is often us and them. How incredible is it to consider every story is us? Every being, every creation of the one is us. I'll invite you to take this idea into prayer and to open your heart and your mind to all that this means. What does it mean to you? Think about that. Feel that. Communicate how that would make a difference in your life. Understand more what it means for each of us to be truly who and whose we are. So I'll invite you to close your eyes and soften your gaze. Just feel the presence of your own body. Start there. We breathe. We feel the solidity of the ground beneath us. We can feel how the earth itself is providing. As we breathe in, take in what we need for our physical body. As we exhale, we release that which no longer serves. We recognize that each of us is part of this greater whole. Each of us is one in and of and with the one. And so, whether I'm referring to this incredible force, this unbelievable unifying power, if I'm referring to it as God, as Gaia, Allah, nature, the universe, whatever it might be, I'm speaking of one fundamental truth. That it all comes from the one. The source and supply of all creation is the one. And so, as I hold that, I recognize that I am part of something so much greater than I could ever imagine. Just as trees communicate with one another via their roots, so too do we communicate with one another through our roots, our roots of humanity, for example. Whatever it is that we experience, we contribute something to the greater consciousness. And so I think of what it is that I want to communicate. I think of what it is that I want to be able to be a participant in, what I want to be able to see and feel, and how I want to be able to act. Because I am not only someone who is a spectator, but I am indeed a participant. I am indeed a co-creator. And so, as I pray this morning, I pray for clarity. Or rather, I pray from clarity. The clarity of knowing who and whose I am. And in that clarity, I find that there is an ability to understand, an ability to open, a desire to go deeper, a desire to learn and to open and to grow, a desire to connect. And for me to be able to connect with others, it's not about forming the connection as much as it is eliminating those things that limit connection. Recognizing that each of us is the beloved of the beloved. Recognizing that each of us is created from that same source. Provides a connection, a community, a communion that is powerful. It brings me to a place of recognition of my abilities and also my responsibilities, my ability to respond to what goes on around me, my ability to respond to those with whom I come into contact, my ability to respond to what I see and feel in the world, and how I get to choose how I will act and react to all of that. As I recognize the oneness, I recognize that each person's journey, unique though it may be, nevertheless contributes to the greater consciousness. And so I am aware and I am clear that I get to choose my actions. I get to choose my reactions. I don't always get to choose the circumstances, the conditions, but I certainly do get to choose how I will show up in this world. And so I hold to this idea of oneness. I hold to the idea of this radical inclusion, excluding no one. It doesn't mean that I am saying that no matter what happens in the world, it's perfectly fine. No. There are things that are definitely harmful, things that are horrible. But that does not mean that there is no love in the world. It does not mean that even the people who perpetrate the most terrible things do not deserve love. Perhaps the reason that they behave the way they do is that they have closed themselves off to that love. Whatever the reason, my responsibility, my ability to respond is nevertheless to love, not to condone, not to forgive, because forgiveness itself is even a matter of judgment, but rather to look for the day, look for the time, look for the moment when the clarity can open this person's heart and soul so that they can be truly who and whose they are, so that they can live a truly fulfilled and fulfilling life. That is my prayer. That is my prayer for each and every one of us. That is my prayer from the recognition that there is only us. How could I want anything less for anyone than all of the goodness that there is? And so today, as I go out into the world, I look with eyes, I listen with ears, and I feel with a heart that is more open, more willing to hold, more willing to be in communication, in community, in love. And lastly, this is a prayer of fortitude, a prayer of strength, a prayer that allows all that is within me to provide. And so knowing that all of this is my word which I have put into the law, I know that the law cannot say no, that the law always says yes. And so I can thankfully, joyfully release this word in absolute confidence. And so it is. Hello, Mara. And so it is. Yes, yes. All right, folks. Go out there and live your story and allow everyone to live theirs. I will see you soon. Until then, by all means, always remember that you are loved and you are love. Namaste.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings. On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then.